All right, out comes Rosie Scott, our former women's world champion, has been, you know, at odds with Betty Heiss.
Okay, so listen, I know I missed the match last week. I know, I know. I watched show. I know. I had to call basically sort of an emergency like situation in with Nils, Ty, and also Hammer to make sure that Betty actually even got a match that night. Cause okay, I'm dealing with a lot of shit right now because of last week. So basically, as of last week, I am now homeless.
What?
Yeah. Why am I homeless? Because someone thought it would be a great idea to use my house as a helipad.
Wait, what?
And
Somebody.
now there's a giant fucking hole in my house.
Isn't that terrorism?
You would think, wouldn't it? But now it's just a whole giant fucking legal nightmare. Which, Nils, I don't know where you are. I'm gonna need to talk to you later. But anyway, I'm having to pay that shit out of pocket, and I'm basically broke now, so that's fun. Because my insurance doesn't even cover this shit.
Mm,
And now I'm just kind of stuck in a hard place here. But that's besides the point right now, so, yeah. Betty, I heard what you said, and look, I am deeply sorry. Look, I did want to do that match. I actually wanted to do that fucking match. But my own well being, mentally and physically, and all that shit kind of takes priority over everything else. So I had to call in favors, get Amara signed, like that day, and now I owe Nils, Ty, and our executive vice president like a lot of favors. So, and guys, don't worry, she's good for the background checks. You can just like do that immediately. So, but anyway, Betty, just name a day. We will do that match. I swear to God. And speaking of like Amara, you're probably wondering where she came from, right? Well, Amara is technically my roommate, so that house is also her house. So yeah, we're currently both just living in my car. So yeah. But yeah, Betty, just say a day. Just any day. Just tell me now.
looks like Betty's coming on out.
Say her name and she appears. It's Betty Heights.
Blonde Bomber coming on out, and was Rosey who threw out the challenge, wanting to make sure that Betty has what it takes to challenge for the world title, and we'll see what Betty has to say here. Betty Hi saying, I don't know how to react to that. You and Amara, who you put yourself said is your roommate, are homeless. Your home destroyed by a helicopter, which I'm sure the pilot survived the crash. You and Amara must be sleeping out there in streets outside of Lion's Den and digging through trash to eat your next meal. Maybe you should have gone down on your knees and pray as if Sion himself was here with his angel wings. Tell us you ran out of gas, you had a flat tire, you didn't have enough money for a cab fare, your tux didn't come back from the cleaners, an old friend came in from out of town, someone stole your car, there was an earthquake, a terrible flood, Locust just begged to everyone that this wasn't your fault and you swear to Scion for it. I came out here without my gear on because I no longer have any interest in wrestling you. So I will withdraw my challenge. Don't get me wrong, Rosey, I believe a chopper crashed into your house, but the question is, how did it happen? I'm not saying alcohol is involved, or the pilot might have gone to the house party, done a few keg stands, and thought flying a helicopter was a good idea. I'll let HPW's management do an internal investigation. Next week, if you show up to your match, maybe I will reconsider changing my mind. Or maybe I won't. I can find someone else to wrestle in this ring. Seraph looks available after she lost to Mazura. I'm sure I'll find someone. Until then, open a GoFundMe page to get your house rebuilt for you and your roommate. I'll see you next week.
See you then.
Betty Heiss coming out here withdrawing her challenge to Rosey Scott after Rosey couldn't be available last week and Amara came in